It's a wonderful spectacle, and you see that live, you can smell the tension.
The most important thing for Robert to escape on time is that he remains calm and does not panic. Gallop's having difficulty.
I was hoping for that, I think that's quite important for the trick. I mean, you don't want someone just to do it. I mean, what's the point of just doing it? This is show business.
With the rope burning through, Gallop's lifeline dangles only inches away, yet impossible to reach.
There are so many different facets to what is basically a very simple trick, and any one of those can affect the result. So it does need to be honed timing, and that's what is impressive.
With less than 10 seconds to go, the rope's integrity is now questionable. The rope will burn through any second now. Gallop is free of the straitjacket, but he still must secure himself to the safety line. Yes! He made it! With only seconds to spare. That was extreme.
Now it's time for me to show you how to perform a trick that you can do yourselves. Joe, put your hands out in front of you on the table.
Yes.
That's lovely. Spread out your fingers. And I'm just going to pop a glass of water on each of your hands like that.
Yes, yes.
And now, we simply slap your face and slap, 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 and slap, and slap, and slap, slap, slap.
This isn't magic, this is just slapping.
I know, but it feels magic. We'll see you after the break.
Good evening. You're about to see one of the world's greatest magicians break his code of silence and reveal one of magic's most closely guarded secrets. The magician softly approaches his assistant's ear. He reaches behind her right ear and takes out a 50p piece. That's the trick. But now let's see how it's done. What we can't see is a small, highly trained mouse named Michael, whose job it is to drag the 50p coin from a secret pouch under the armpit of the magician's assistant and deposit it in the hand of the magician. And that is the secret of the 50p coin trick revealed. If you think that's incredible, take a look at this.
A 21-year-old martial arts expert, now living in Salt Lake, walked into the Salt Lake Tribune and said, "I can move objects without touching them." Reporters and editors, skeptics and believers.
At a time when psychic phenomena was all the rage, along came James Heydrich, and he could make pages of a book move just by wanting them to. And he went on chat shows and did the rounds of all the TV stations. And sure enough, anybody could check this out, and he'd wave his hand over the book, a telephone directory, for example, and the pages would move.
Heydrich's ability to turn the pages of a telephone book made him one of the most famous psychics in the world. Like a sort of paranormal Chuck Norris, Heydrich even opened a martial arts school where he claimed to teach his special powers.
Allowing the mind to overpower the body, the mind wills and the body behaves.
Local magician Danny Coram decided to investigate and discovered that Heydrich's powers weren't quite what they seemed.
He was able to expel air in a very thin, strong jet without moving his lips. Coram managed to duplicate this after a great deal of practice, and there's a wonderful scene in the documentary that came out subsequently where Coram attempts to do what Heydrich has been doing and succeeds, and the look on Heydrich's face is quite bizarre.
It fooled everybody: audiences, investigators, journalists, researchers. Okay, so eventually the truth came out, and it is a trick, and he admitted that, and all the rest of it. But for a time there, he managed to fool everyone with something that he'd hatched, and that's very hard to do, so you have to give him credit for that.
He did not fool it in the conventional magician's way, where you honestly say, I am going to fool you. But the techniques that he used, the effects he achieved, I think were very strong magic.
My whole idea behind this in the first place was to see how dumb America was, how dumb the world is.
Whoa, look at that, the power. Anyone can do it. There's no skill in it.
You'll like this. Oh, no, let me get a chance here. This is a, now watch his head, watch his little tongue come out. Make sure we don't switch it there. I just want to show you this. This is the old cut rope. There we go. And there's a little piece for you. And a little piece of snake there. Yeah. Get up now. Get some up there. There's some snake for you.
We're out of time here.
Of course, the snake is all
The snake
back.
is whole, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, stay out of the video booth.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll roll up 2 paper balls this time, and I'll tell you which one is going to disappear. I'm going to count to 3. Okay? I'll count to 3. Watch the ball. 1, 2. Hang on, man.
That electric chair trick with them leaping up out of the chairs is brilliant, and I so much wanted to learn how to do that. I think when I saw it, and I spent weeks trying to work it out. You know, was he giving them a shock? Was there kind of a pin, remote control going up into their bums?
Watch. You can sit down now. You've got this chair. Watch the ball. Watch the ball. Feet together. Watch the ball. 1, 2.
I've no idea how that's done.
But it's hypnosis, isn't it?
He doesn't claim to be a hypnotist, does he?
They were hypnotised. I've been hypnotised.
I think a lot of people would put this down to kind of hypnosis. It isn't.
This man's entertained us for a long time. A round of applause. He goes back to his seat.
He has never met those guys before. Everything you see is as it happens. And he can do. I've seen him do it live with any chairs, with any 2 guys. It always works.
I'm stuck. Nobody panic. Go back to your seat. I've got to go now, ladies and gentlemen.
I invented the whole thing in about 30 seconds in the middle of the night.
This trick is called the illusion of the torn newspaper. Now, it's called an illusion because I never, ever tear the newspaper.
I suddenly woke up and thought, you could call yourself the Great Soprendo and you could have mustachios and you could have a black wig and you could have stupid costumes and you could laugh all the time and you could say, piff, paff, puff, that'll do. And I went back to sleep.
But I never tear it once. You know, people really do think they see me tear the newspaper. Isn't this stupid? Sometimes, Stefan, you'll laugh at this. Sometimes they even think they hear the sound of newspaper being torn, but it's all an illusion. It never, ever happens. And
I discovered that over the years, that if you tear up the newspaper and blow or whatever you do, and then have it immediately come back again, nobody much cares. But you pause.
And the newspaper is completely back to normal. Thank you. Thank you. You see, there's the newspaper. There is that page of the newspaper. There is the middle page of the newspaper. There is that page. There's the front page, and that's magic. Thank you so much.
Now, I don't mind what you believe, just react and do what I ask you to do. Put your hands on the table now.
He looked like a sort of man that might transfix your wife on a package holiday in Romania in a bar, you know, and suddenly she's off with him. I don't know. He looked a little bit sordid, wasn't he? But I like that.
All right, don't worry about it. It's nothing frightening, and we don't do anything other than try and entertain you, so don't take this too seriously.
I think 99% of the people who've experienced it, they say, well, there's no way we can explain it.
We've pestered him for years to tell us how he did that. It was one of those things that we really wanted to know. Of all the things he did, I really want to know how he did that.
I don't deny any explanation. I just smile and say, well, that might be a good way of doing it. I'll try that the next time.
So nice. Deep breath in again, out through the mouth, and stand up, lift the table with your fingertips. You can. Come on, keep looking at the cross inside the circle. Stop. Right. Get down a bit. Down. Don't let it float too high. Fine. Now, you know and I know that your fingers aren't really stuck to the table. Don't look away. Look at the cross inside the circle. So move your fingers like this. Move your fingers, all of you. Move. Stop. Lift your left hands. Put them back. Lift your right hands. Put them back. Be very careful now. Lift both hands. Lift back. Back. Lift it up. You caught it well.
I mean, obviously, you know, I think everybody in the audience wanted the tables to come up. I mean, I don't think there was anybody there. Because I'm a cow, I'd be there pushing it down, you know. No, it worked. And what you think is going to be incredibly dull turns out to be quite miraculous.
Right, stop that now. Stop that. And let's try spinning. Would you start spinning now? Would you go around? Keep looking at the cross inside the circle. Faster. Faster. Faster now, come on, faster, 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 faster. Keep looking at the cross inside the circle, faster. Table, drop, drop, that's it.
It's an ordinary meat skewer. It's very, very sharp. Check it out.
At number 29, a magician with a bit of a tongue twister.
Rubber.
Bottle, glass bottle. Cover the glass there like that. Oh, too many bottles. Right, the idea of the trick is this. Here's the glass, here's the bottle. Here's the bottle, here's the glass. The idea of the trick is I'm going to make the glass change place with the bottle. They have now changed places. Now, the most difficult part is to make them go back again.
He's got you laughing, and so you're kind of slightly weak. You're sort of yielded, you're vulnerable. And then he's off.
You put there, that becomes a bottle, you see, and that becomes a glass. How's that there like that, I see? See, oh, too many bottles.
He was a great magician, pretending to be a crap magician who actually was a great magician. And even the little jolts and mistakes are all part of this wonderful kind of convoluted nonsense he's managed to set up. His ultimate magical trick was to be possibly the funniest man alive. I mean, that's a hell of a magic trick to pull off. That's true magic.
See, the bottle now becomes a glass, right? And that becomes a bottle, and that bottle there becomes a glass here like that, you see? Right? You put that over there like that. Oh, too many bottles. No, that's right, isn't it? There. So, there's another bottle over there. Look. There's another bottle there. See, right. There's another, oh, there's another bottle. Another bottle there. It's just two glasses there. How's that?
All right, give the window screen a bang. All right, make sure it's real. That's the important part. You come in as well. Come on, give it a good belt. It's not mine, I don't care. Right, check the text disc. Is that on the inside? That's the important thing. Make sure, because I do lie, I do cheat. Okay? Now watch this. Watch this. Look.